In this culture, it can be very attractive to have a problem to solve and to engage with people from such a place of complaining or feeling unsafe, wanting to be heard, wanting to be understood. However, being recognized also can be for our goodness. Being a whole person is not constantly waiting for somebody to choose us during our anger, but rather because we enhance their life. We really admire that in others, and we can learn to admire that in ourselves. Our ability to stay positive, and it doesn't mean toxic. It doesn't mean I'm gonna pretend that I'm happy. It means developing the skill to find other people's intentions as positive instead of constantly, maybe pulling back in fear because they don't want to listen to me. Rather, what's going on here with a little bit of a soothing, comforting desire to find out why we may be experiencing this from the other. Finding the truth in it is maybe this person's also suffering, and that is where we connect. That's where we're one. Maybe this person is also feeling unheard and unseen, and they came here with some kind of agenda as well. And maybe this is my reflection talking to me and not listening to me, and I'm not listening, and they're not feeling heard either. So finding the goodness and truth is often a way of saying, maybe I don't need to be the biggest one in the room right now at this moment. It might feel like I'm, making myself small, and it could be the other side is maybe I need to share. Maybe I need to explain what I'm going through. And this is to allow for a real friendship to occur. This is not to lie and hide depression. That's what causes depression, is lying and hiding. We depress those feelings. We lie to ourselves, we hide from ourselves. So being able to admit these things is to really teach ourselves what empowerment is. To teach ourselves empowerment is to show up and say the truth. And we admire a positive bias and a truthful bias, an honest person who's also trying to recognize the goodness that's already there instead of kind of mentally scratching at ourselves. It's not good. And what does that reinforce to ourselves? That we're not worthy of goodness pretty much all the time, and kind of that nobody will ever love us, because if everybody is always disappointing us and each one we could find something wrong with them, and that's what we're doing to ourselves. So it's not something that an admirable person in our ideology would be doing to everybody. Finally, wise living, and focus, which is in our speech. Speaking with wisdom means pausing sometimes, or cultivating a wisdom practice. So maybe journaling every day, or meditating every day, praying every day. Maybe 10 minutes or so is usually enough it's like when they say you don't start burning the fat unless you've been exercising for at least 10 minutes. It's the same with all these practices. You don't start burning up the dirt and the clogs until you really focus for like 10 minutes. So just not necessarily being perfect. You don't do exercise only once you're an amazing athlete. You start from where you are and you practice where you are every day. And this is what we have to do with everything. So our efforts, our actions, our intentions are for the sake of purity. So we're willing to put in that 10 minutes to burn up what's feeling contamination. And in our speech, this refers to, is what I'm saying a blessing for the world? Like, am I creating or destroying from a place of wanting the best? Or in a way, am I forceful or procrastinating? Are my words making excuses for where I feel incapable, or are my words pushing for a reality that I feel will be best suited for me? So wise speech is also about allowing things to exist and not using our words to force or to escape or distract. And now the evidence. So this is ways that I personally can admire myself